everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and I am here with my May Destashify makes and fabric haul. So if you watched the April video, I didn't have any fabric to show you. There was just some miscommunication between me and Carrie from Destashify on, yes, for April going into May. Anyway. Figured all that out. So I actually do have something that I did get at the end of April. It just didn't get here in time for the April video, but it's a knitting project. So I'm going to show you what I've done so far in the month of May, and then show you the two fabrics that I grabbed for May that I'll make up in June. So that's why I'm sitting here, because I don't really have full garments to show you this week or this month. And one of the sellers sent me a little gift, which is so kind, and I want to share that with you too. Set those there. Okay, so back in March maybe, I knit, and as does Jenny. Jenny also knits, my operations manager, and it's something that we talk a lot about between the two of us. And there's a gal, I'm not going to remember her name, I'll pop a picture of her book here, that just released this book on color work and beautiful color work yokes and all of that. And I follow her on Instagram, and when I saw that she had just put out this book, I really quickly ordered one for myself and for Jenny, because I thought it would be a fun for us to make through. So the book is fantastic. In fact, it's just really pretty to look at, and I'm new to color work. I have only done very minimal color work. So Jenny and I each made the same sweater a couple of years ago now. It was an olive knits. I can't remember what the name of the pattern was. Anyway, we did that together. So it was one color for the sweater, and then it had one extra color that kind of went in through the yoke. So it was a two strand of color work, I guess, with that one. And then my Lily Kate circumference sweater that has the bands that go across. It's the cream sweater that has the different colored. It was my spirit sweater that I made. There was some color work in that too, but just a little bit, because it was only like 3 stripes, I think. And then the cuffs had a little bit of color there. So I haven't done a ton of color work, but it's something that interests me, something to push myself outside of my comfort zone. So when I saw this book, I grabbed it, and she's got it's one base sweater and then 4 different yoke options. But she has got a pattern for worsted weight yarn, one for DK weight, and then one for fingering weight. So there are 12 sweaters total that you could make in the book. Each grouping, so there's like 4 with the worsted, 4 different yoke options for the worsted sweater, 4 different yoke options for the DK, and 4 different options, yoke options for the fingering. And 2 of those are cabling options, and then the other 2 are color work in each of those categories. So when Jenny and I went to a fiber arts festival, oh gosh, maybe the very beginning of April, end of March, I think it's the beginning of April, and I bought some yarn for one of the DK weight sweaters, but I'm currently knitting a DK weight sweater, so I'm trying to get through that before I start on this next one, and I'm going to do some ombre effect with the yarn. It's going to be more complicated than just the color yoke. So I'm like, maybe I should start off with a worsted sweater first, just so I can wrap my brain around the color work and using 3 different colors and kind of, reading the charts and all that kind of stuff. So on Destashify, I noticed that actually one of my, the ladies that I buy from the most, and now I'm trying to remember, one of the ladies that I buy from the most, Lois, and what is her, I guess it's just her name, Lois Gase. I bought from her quite a few times fabric from her. She was selling a bundle of yarn that was meant for a sweater. I think she was meaning 2 different yarns, and same color or same type of yarn, but 2 different colors. So it was 1 skein, and this is the Fiddly Dye Works superwash merino, and it is worsted weight, and 1 skein in the Logan, which is the navy that you see here in this color work. And then she had well, now I can't remember, 5 or 6 skeins of the same yarn, but in the frost colorway, which is this variegated yarn that's down here. So I thought, oh my gosh, if I could just get one more color of worsted weight, I could do practice with a worsted weight sweater from that book. So she also was selling just a couple of skeins of this, oh, I've torn it. Lola Did It Simple Worsted, and it is also superwash. And this is in color Nynaeve. Anyway, it's the mustard, and I actually have plenty. I have a lot of both of the navy and the kind of mustard color left over. But I thought, oh my gosh, one of the things I loved about this book was the unexpected colors that went with it. And so I thought, oh, this will make such a good fall sweater. So I am making the sweat, and I can't remember which pattern, what the pattern name is. Now, don't look too closely because this is not perfect, but I feel like I left my floats nice and stretchy. This is a super wash merino, so it will relax a lot, I know, when I block it, but I feel like I did pretty good leaving things stretchy enough. This was also the first time because there's, with this pattern, I had to learn how to catch my floats in the back. So I tried not to go more than 4 stitches I went 5 in a couple of spots without catching my float in the back so that I don't have any floats that are like super long in the back of the knitting. So that was a new to me trick. Now I did get off pattern, and my husband kept talking to me while I was doing this, and yeah, I did get off pattern a little bit. So my color work is not perfect, but you know what? It's good enough. I wasn't going to frog it because I had 3 colors going here at the end, and my brain was like in overdrive. So I'm very pleased with how it's looking so far. So as you can see, I've already gotten to the sleeve divide. So now I'm at the body of the sweater. So it's just going to be a lot of circular knitting until I get the body where I want it, and then I'll go back and do the sleeves. But I'm going to take this with me to on the plane to Italy. So this is going to be, and worsted knits up so fast, especially because I've been working on this DK sweater, which was, I showed you guys the yarn for that. It was that variegated kind of aqua and browns. And I threw in some of that macaroni and cheese color. I did a couple stripes just along the yoke of it. But it's the no frills sweater from Petite Knits. Anyway, I also have that on my needles right now. But when I go, and I've been going back and forth between the two of them a little bit. But it's funny. I just feel like I'm knitting so fast on the worsted. Whereas the DK, I feel like takes me forever to get around. Which of course is just, I mean, yes, it would take you longer to get around on the DK. But anyway, I feel like this is knitting up fast. So I feel like, 9.5 hour flight there and back from Atlanta to Rome, I can get some really good progress made on this. So hopefully in June, by the end of June, I'll be able to show you this finished sweater. But here's where we're at so far with the yoke and the body. Yeah, I'm at the body now. But I also want to show you, so one of the fabrics that I got, and I'll show you here in a second, from Carol, and she made me some stitch markers, which I thought, oh my gosh, and she even put in her note, I know you knit, I made you some stitch markers, even though I know knitting season's kind of stopped for now, which it hasn't. I'm still knitting in the summer. So thank you, Carol. She gave me 4 different colors. I have the orange one on here now, and then she gave me red, yellow, and green as well. So 4 of these that she made. Aren't those cute? So I've got, and they're nice bright colors, so they're easy to, pop up in your knitting. So thank you, Carol. That's so nice. So I've got one, using it as my beginning of round stitch marker there on my knitting right now, the orange one. So that is what I'm working on right now with my Destashify. And then that's my yarn from Lois. So then I got, for this month, I got 2 fabrics. and I'm very excited about both of these. So this first fabric, this did come from Carol, and she popped a little note in there that her mother purchased this on a trip to Puerto Rico in 1974, I think she said, which I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. I love having that kind of information. But this block print, I mean, number one, you know that the color spoke to me because is that not stunning? But look at this block print. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that's so stunning. And it's a cotton, I mean, it's a thin cotton, like maybe cotton lawn for the base. The print makes it a little bit stiffer, but I am getting ready to make Ginny a Cali Spell by Itch to Stitch. And I've made that for myself before, but I used a double gauze that just grew, and because double gauze will do that sometimes. And it just didn't hold the shape that the dress needed because it has the pleats in it and all that kind of thing. So I love Itch to Stitch patterns. I love the way they fit me. So I thought this could be, you know, if I'm making one for Ginny, I might as well print one out in my own size as well and make myself one too. And then I could even do a side-by-side comparison of our two different, and Ginny's is a block print as well from, that her friend brought back from India. So I thought that could be kind of fun. And I think, I mean, it's narrow, but I've got, I don't know, 3.5 yards, probably 3 yards of this. So I think I could eke it out, that dress out of it. And I just think that'd be such a fun summer dress to wear. So that's the first fabric that I grabbed. And it's been washed, so it's all ready to go. And then the second one I grabbed, I was being practical. So this came from Adana. I think I'm saying her name right. Ada's Place. Was it Ada's Stash or Ada's Place is the name of her little shop there on Destashify. But this is a Ponte, and it is stunning. And I think there's 4 yards here. It's a lot. But this is kind of, and this is true to color, what you're seeing right here. It's more dark blue, less navy, more dark blue, which is more in my color palette. So I currently have a Love Notions Tessa sheath dress that is kind of my little black dress, but it's in a Ponte in a similar color to this, and I love it. And it's, again, it's just a simple dress that I wear as my little black dress, but it's 3/4 length sleeves. It's a little bit more for more cooler temperatures. So I thought having a little dress that's maybe sleeveless that I could wear over, you know, stuff over it. I don't know, and I'm kind of thinking, I mean, I hate to make too many of the same dress, but the Wanderlust that I love from Pattern Emporium, there is kind of a similar pattern that she has called the Spellbound dress, I think, that has sleeveless options. So it's like has a little cap sleeve option or sleeveless. And I love the Wanderlust. That's what I'm wearing, the Wanderlust right now. I love it so much that I kind of think I want to try that one. Again, I have 4 yards of this, so I have plenty. I don't know if I'll do like the midi length that I kind of do on my Wanderlust, or if I'll go above the knee. I haven't decided on that yet, but I do want this to be a knit dress, just to kind of be my little black dress for summer that I could dress up or dress down for all sorts of occasions. But because I have so much, I'm also thinking of making, I'll probably hang on, I won't make these now, but I think I want to make myself a pair of Parker Ponte pants in the navy. I have them in black and I wear them, but every time I put them on, I always wish they're navy. Because that just goes better with the colors that I have in my closet. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe my mom inherits the black pair, and then I just make myself a navy pair. I gave them a chance. I wore them a lot. I love them. I love that pattern, and I love that pair of pants. They fit me really well. But again, every time I wear them, I just wish that they were dark blue as opposed to the black, just because it's just more cohesive with my closet. And I think this would be a good weight for that. So I think that would work well, kind of messing with it a little bit. It's a pretty sturdy Ponte, so I think that this would be pretty good. So that is the other thing. Definitely going to get the dress made up for June, to have that in my closet. But yeah, the Parker Ponte pants will probably come in the fall when I'm wearing pants again. So there you have it. my 2 fabrics that I grabbed in May, as well as my work in progress also for May that I think will be done in June because I'm going to have so much time to knit. And not only knitting on the plane, but we have a couple of day trips that we're taking, like 2-hour-long train rides to get to places like to Pompeii. They're going to be very long day trips, but and then we're going to Venice. We're actually going to stay the night in Venice, do 24 hours in Venice, but that's like a 4-hour train ride there and back. So I'm going to have some knitting opportunities to do even while we're on vacation with some of the train rides that we're taking to go to other places. So there you have it. I think that sweater will get knitted up probably during the Italy trip. I like to keep my hands busy. So there you have it, guys. Those are my Destashify make for May, and my plans or my fabric haul for May as well that I'll be making up in June. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys again next time. I hope you get some sewing in. Bye.